Hey guys, welcome back to Devotional Beauty. I am back looking completely different than I usually look because I want to do something completely different. But anyway, I decided I want to install my own twist. Now I've done this a bunch of times before, but I thought that you guys might be interested in seeing how I do this in a way that doesn't take like forever. I really enjoy wearing this style. It's perfect for vacation. It's perfect for times where you just don't feel like doing your hair. So I am using this Freetress Equal Jamaican twist braid hair. This is what the model looks like on the package. Sorry that's so shiny. Yeah, it's probably better if you look at it that way. So I got this from my local beauty supply store for $4.99 a pack, and I end up using about with the number that I install, I probably use about 6 or 7 packs every time I do my hair. But the thing is, this hair is definitely reusable. So even though it costs $5 a pack times about 7, that's $35 for a style that you can reuse the hair maybe 3 or 4 times before you need to go buy new packs. I like to use color number 4 because it's a lighter thing, and I think it brings it makes me look a little less like a fairy tale witch, which is what I say my regular dark hair looks like. I realize like this looks really crazy. I'll show you more about what I've done with my hair in a second, but I just want to talk about this braiding hair. It is softer on your fingers and easier to handle, and when you're twisting, you're like making a rope twist. So you twist the individual piece of hair and then you wrap that around the other piece of hair in the 2-strand twist. So it's really important to me to not have that like super hard scratchy hair on my fingers, because it can tend to turn into calluses. I like to wash my hair that I use between installs, because you don't want to put unfresh hair into your own hair, because that's just gross. So the way that I normally install them, when I install them individually, it ends up taking me anywhere from like 6 to 8 hours to install. That's because I'm doing it myself, so I'm parting my own hair, even in the back where I really can't see, and then I'm installing these twists, and they're really long. When I install this, it ends up coming anywhere like to my waist or so. But their styles are super easy to achieve with this. I really enjoy it. It's my favorite. Or you can always buy this in the pack, like whatever's available at your beauty supply store, cut it in half, stretch it out, and then install it that way. It usually takes me 2 pieces per twist that I install, but I'll show you guys the install process as well. I just wanted you to see kind of how I'm going to start my hair, because I think that's illuminating. To cut down on the length of time so it's not 6 to 8 hours, I'm going to crochet in the crown of my head, and I'm going to show you the braid pattern that I use for that. I am not a good cornrower, so you just need to know that going in, and I do not want to hear peeps about my braiding skills. I already know they're crappy. You ain't got to point that out. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. But I have cornrowed sort of the middle of my head and then left the perimeter in these braids as you see, so that I can install these ones individually. This will cut down significantly on my install time. I'll also say that since my hair is thinner in the crown of my head than it is in other places in my hair, I find that this allows me to get more volume here, which is what I really want, so that my braids don't look really thin and you can see all my scalp parts and stuff, which allows me to have a style that has the volume that I like. The fact that this is a crochet also means that it's just much faster to install and take down, which anybody that knows braiding, saving your fingers, saving that time, we're all here for that. Let me show you my braiding pattern so you guys can see that. So this is the front, and if you see, sorry, that's my phone. If you see, I have parted my hair like about to where my ear is, and then I've installed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cornrows. They're going straight back. And also, if I show you the back, I hope you can see that, I have braided each of the braids starting from this way going to this way. I have braided each one into the other so that I only have one tail left to conceal. I have my crochet needle here because I want you guys to see how I take care of this last braid. I'm just gonna pull it across like this, then take my needle, insert it under one of my braids, it doesn't matter which one. I'm going to loop the end of that braid into the crochet needle and pull it through the braid. And I'm going to do this 1 or 2 more times until it's wrapped around and then it holds. So stick it in again under the braid like I did the first time, put it into the latch, close the latch, pull it back through, pull the braid over, stick that in underneath my hair, put it into the latch, close the latch, and pull it back through. So this should hold my hair, and I don't have to pin it, I don't have to sew it down, it's just stuck underneath one of my braids, wrapped around it basically. So that should hold that in underneath it. The rest of these sections of hair, moisturized them, but I have not put any heat on them. I've kind of allowed them to air dry. I did blow dry the hair that I braided because I find that it's much easier and there are a lot less tangles when I blow dry the hair that I'm going to cornrow, but I don't think that it's necessary with the ones that I'm going to install individually. And moreover, since my hair is really fine, this gives me some more grip to be able to hold this hair on. A lot of times I find that when I install these individual twists, my hair being so fine and slippery kind of has the twist slide down a little bit during the course of me wearing them, which can get really irritating and look really messy, and also put strain especially on the pieces of hair around my hairline, and the braid gets heavy and dangly. So I'm leaving my hair unstretched, I guess, which allows it to retain the natural texture and help keep the braid more tightly to my scalp. So I'm going to start installing this. I'm going to show you guys. Oh, one more thing. I want to make sure that you notice that although this part isn't straight, it is in the general area where I plan to have my part. I like to have a part down the middle in case I want to wear my braids on either side of my face, but you can part this however you want to. I do like to put in a braid that like kind of blocks off this part, so there's a natural stopping place. And when I installed this braid right here, it will also help to conceal the fact that the rest of these are on cornrows. If I had parted my hair all the way down, you would be able to look to the left and to the right of my hair and be able to see that these are installed on cornrows rather than individual. So this is a natural stopping place, and you'll just see the front parts of this and it will look like, oh, that's just extra individual braids. The idea is this is to conceal the fact that these are crocheted in and the rest of them are individual. You'll see more about what I'm talking about as I do this, but I just wanted to point that out for you guys so that you know why I do what I do. So I'm gonna get started parting my hair. Now, you guys know that I'm lazy, and I really don't care, to be honest with you, what the back of my hair looks like so much, especially when I'm installing it myself. I don't think that there's a lot of people who are gonna be like obsessed with the back of my hair to know whether my parts are straight. So even when I install individual cornrows, it doesn't really matter to me whether my parts are straight in the back of my hair. It really matters to me though when you're in the front, because I think, you know, I can see that and most people can see that. Most people will be seeing that when they look at me. So I really try to take a lot of care making my parts straight and stuff when I install in the front of my hair. So I'm going to show you guys how I part across the front and how I install those when I get to that point. But I'm going to go off camera and do the back part of my hair and install that on the individual twists really quick, just so that I can get to the part where it's crochet time, to save myself some time. Since you don't need to see that, it's just going to be I'm parting along and I'm installing individual twists, but when I get to the front I'll come and show you what that looks like. So I am back and I have done the back of my hair thusly, And no, it's not really neat. I just wrapped this around to sort of keep it out of my way. But I have wanted to come and show you how I do the front part of my hair to make it really neat. So as you can see, I have made my middle part down the center of my head, and I've taken my time to make sure that this is as straight as I want it. And then I've also sectioned off this little part of hair, my leave out section before those cornrows start. I sectioned off a bit of hair about as wide as I want, as thick I guess as I want my parts to be. And you have to really take care with the size of your cornrows here to make them spaced about as wide as the squares you will have for your each of your individual twists as well. I've done this a lot of times, so I know how thick I want my parts to be. And I use 2 pieces of hair per twist. So if you want to use more or use less, you might have to vary the width and spacing of your cornrows and the width of the individual sections that you make to install each twist. So like I said, I have sectioned this off here, and what I like to do is take a clip, then section off the rest of the hair that I won't be using and sort of clip it to the side. So I just wanted you to see how I'm parting, and then I will come back and show you how I installed the last few of my individuals so you can see how that's done. And then I'll come back and show you what it looks like to install the crocheted ones on. This is all going pretty fast. I've spent about an hour and a half on this part, on the individual part, just to get this done. So I would say I'm about maybe a little less than halfway done with this. I'm gonna spend more time up here because, like I said, I want to be neat. So let me go and install all but a few, then I'll show you how I break these in. Okay, I am back. I have done the most of the front, and I have sectioned off my hair into the individual squares that I'm going to be using to do the individuals across my hairline. So I did this so you guys can see how I section them off. I just section them into the squares that I want, and then I clip them back. So I'm gonna do this one first, just to show you guys how I do these twists. So I moisturize each section of hair with some leave-in conditioner. You can also use gel if you want to, but I don't need it because, as I said, my hair is fine and pretty smooth. So I take the pieces of hair that I want. When I say I do 2 individual strands, I'll show you this. Here's a color number 4 mixed with a color number 30. So I've twisted them around each other, but you'll just grab them together. It doesn't matter. This hair has been used before, which is why it's already in this twisty little clump. So I split each section. So this is together, we're going to be one braid. I split that hair in half. To the middle of that, so split it in half. And then in the center, I put this piece of hair folded over in half as close as I can get it to my scalp. So my hair isn't all even, especially in the front. Some of the pieces are a little shorter, and I like to be really tender on my edges. So I don't, as you can see, it's not like an even thickness because this is my hairline. I'm gonna take this and make it into another braid. So I'm taking now, sectioning this piece into 2. It's just splitting it in half. It's going to be one braid. I take the hair and I stagger it so this side is shorter than that side, and then between this split piece that's going to be one braid, I apply the hair. I scoot it up as close as I can get it to my scalp, and then I begin to take my hair and wrap it around the outside of the braid. And then I twist both my hair, which is on top, I twist it around this side. And I twist and twist and twist until I'm comfortable with the tension that's there. Then I take the other side, I wrap my hair kind of under it, and then on top. And then I twist and twist and twist, rotating this hand back towards my face until I'm comfortable with the tension there. And then once I have each side twisted, I will bring this hand across on top and then rope twist it. Again, it's putting a lot of tension on my hairline, so I'm taking one of my clips that I have somewhere else and I'm applying it, clipping it to the root, so you can see that, clipping it to the root so that it will hold without creating a lot of tension with the twisting. And I'll continue to rope twist until I get to the end. Twist and twist, twist and twist, twist and cross, I should say. Twist and cross, twist and cross, twist and cross, twist and cross. And I'll just continue to do that until I get to the end of this braid. I recommend twisting fairly tightly. I mean, don't pull your hair out, but you want to twist pretty tightly. The tighter you twist it, the more likely it is that it'll stay in your head. This hair in particular, along with Marley hair that people typically use for kinky twists, is better at holding in your hair than slicker braiding hair would be, because this has a natural texture that likes to grab onto whatever it's put on, so it's less likely to slip. So when I use hair that's like a little smoother, I don't find that that holds as easily in my fine hair, but I still like using this hair because it doesn't slip as easily in my own very fine hair. Alright, I'm down to the end here, so I'm going to split that one piece in half and split the other piece. So I have 4 pieces here. I'm just gonna wrap this so that each side has both colors and continue to twist. I'm just twisting until I get to the end. Twist and twist, twist and cross, twist and cross, twist and cross, twist and cross, twist and cross. And these are pretty long, so it takes a while to do each one, but as you can see, because I'm doing them in real time, it doesn't take terribly long to even install these individual ones. Alright, I'm twisting till I get to the very end, and then I use my fingers to wrap it over each other, and boom, there we go. Got another one installed. So I don't pull that hard. My hair is still in pretty good shape. It's not going to pull anything out. Alright, I'm going to show you guys how I do this, because I want you to really get the idea of what I'm doing. So I'll do one more for you. Move this out of the way. Okay, this is a bigger one because I just felt like I wanted to do them bigger. It's my world, I do what I want. Okay, and I'm going to install one of these. Alright, I'm installing them sort of on a staggered thing, so this side is longer than this side. I take the section, I split it in half. I take the hair, staggered, I place it as close as I can to my own scalp. I take my own hair, I wrap it on top and twist it around, twisting my hand away from my face. Then the others, I hold that, then I take the other side and twist it towards my face. When I have the tension that I want, I will cross this hand over, and then I will twist and cross, twist and cross, twist and cross, twist and cross. And as you see, this way I don't have a defined root bulb by wrapping it around my hair like you do when you braid a lot of times, if it's not a feed-in braid. So yeah, I like this invisible installation method. Just gonna twist and cross this one just like I have the other 3 until I get to the end. You guys have seen this technique, so now you should know how it's been installed. If you have any more questions, you can feel free to ask me about that. So I'm gonna finish up this front part of my perimeter, and then I'll be back to show you guys how I installed my crochet portion. Okay, so I am back. As you can see, most of this is pretty much done. Right now I have a couple of places up front you can see that need braids, like one, here's one here, but I have one
right here that needs to have one right across the front. So I'm going to install that so you guys can see how I do it. So I have the hair that I'm going to install. You still want to install it on the stagger here so that they're not lined up, so that you can have your braids taper off. And then I'm feeling for the spot since I can't see it. But ordinarily you do this in front of your mirror to make sure that you have it right. You insert your latch hook underneath your braid. Open the latch hook. You're going to hook the hair into the latch hook, close the latch, pull it back through. You don't want to pull it all the way through. You only want to pull one side of it through so it slides into your braid like that. And then you'll start twisting just like you twist the other ones, your rope twisting. So you twist and cross, twist, cross, twist and cross. And you're going to do this until you get to the end of the braid. I'm also going to show you guys what it looks like when I get these straightened out, because right now, as you see, they are pretty wavy and very natural looking. You can leave them like that, or you can have them kind of fall a little straighter. Now my personal preference is to have them fall straight, because I don't like for them to be like super wavy like this. I think that when they are kind of straighter, it looks neater to me. So I'm gonna come back in a second after I finish twisting this up and then show you guys. I also want to let you know, or like demonstrate the like density of this. This seems like a lot of braids, and I think that this hair is kind of fairly heavy, but just like any Marley braids that you do that will be long, you'll kind of feel the weight of it. You don't want to get these wet if you can help it. They do dry, of course, but you want to avoid getting your hair sopping wet. I wouldn't like go in the pool and like go submerge my head in water with these braids. I feel like they really are, they can be quite heavy, especially with water on them. But I do think that because of that, it is probably more helpful to your hair if you're trying to really practice protective styling if you do that with the crochet, because it will put less strain on your hair, because you don't have the weight of this entire braid pulling on your fragile hair at the root. So you can experience less damage, less breakage to your hair if you install them with the crochet. Okay guys, so as I was going through this, I thought of something that I should share, a way that I do stuff. So one way that I like to do this is by using my steamer. This is my clothes steamer. It's a handheld steamer. There's a steam coming out. I don't know if you can even see that, but the point is I just kind of like run it down the length of my hair like this, and let the steam kind of help. And I put a little tension on the braids at the bottom to help keep them straight and sort of keep them in this position, and just relax the hair out of that kinkier, twisted state that it was when I installed these braids. And it will help them like lie more neatly and look a little more put together, I think. Of course you can leave them natural and like kind of twisted, not twisted, but you know what I mean, with that natural bend and wave in each braid if you want to. That is your jam, do your thing. But for me, I much prefer the look when the hair is a little more lying a little flatter. So here is the finished look. I added a couple of gold charms to the front of it just to give it some pizzazz and a little bit of wow. You can buy these kinds of things at your local beauty supplies. They also have the little cuffs. I'm probably going to go pick up some of those at some point. But these are just the ones that I had on hand from previous installs. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I hope that it was helpful for you. And I hope you will actually take the plunge and install your own set of twists. I think they're really easy. It's kind of one of the most approachable, I think, styles of braids to really install. You don't have to have any fancy technique with braiding, and the twisting is pretty much something that you're already familiar with the two-strand twist. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I hope you will subscribe. If you don't want to miss my uploads, make sure you click the bell next to the subscribe button for notifications when I post. I'm trying to do better about posting every week for you guys. So thanks again for watching Devotional Beauty, and I'll catch you next time.